Paint Rock River Valley, located in the southern Appalachian range of North Alabama, has long been a home for a community of farmers with sharp progressive ideas and family roots. Sandstone plateaus, rough mountain slopes, and limestone valleys are the main physiographical conditions of the landscape that have influenced the type of farming allowed in the region. Graham Farm stands as one precedent. The farm was purchased by the Graham family in 1830, right after the expulsion of the Native American Cherokees on the Trail of Tears.
Agricultural outcomes in Jackson County have since mirrored three events the South experienced. First, situations like sharecropping and tenant farming left the agricultural economy of the South in ruins after the Civil War ended in 1865. Later, following the end of World War I, prices of cotton fell again at more dramatic rates than before the war, leading to a transition away from cotton farming as primary crop. After World War II, agriculture was enhanced by the transition from livestock to the mechanization of planting, raising, and harvesting crops. This was also a period where biofuels, fuels produced through biological processes, were a technological invention. The relevance of the U.S. biofuel scenario, with a production of 1,600 million gallons and a consumption of 2,000 million gallons per year, starts bringing an adjacent narrative to the agricultural future in the United States. Reports produced via the U.S. Department of Energy evidence a historical perspective on how and why switchgrass was chosen as a model high-potential energy crop. In comparison with corn, switchgrass has been identified to have valuable characteristics as a prototype for crop development, such as improved carbon sequestration and enhanced erosion control, and is one of the best feedstocks for the generation of renewable alternative fuels in the U.S. For the long-term period of the project, around 20 years, the farm could transition its current grazing area with new additions of switchgrass bioenergy crops. Graham Farm, a model for Southern Appalachia's agricultural future, is an interpretive project that not only establishes new farming practices but also creates a continuum in the trajectory of the farm as a design concept, benefiting from crop rotation and energy crops. Its intention to be a public space by engaging the existing wetland and mountain interactive trails is made possible by linking these trails through the vernacular structures zone. Movement and experience are considered vital aspects of a design because they capture the intrinsic beauty of the interrelationships of people, buildings, and nature. On the other hand, the idea that a progressive agriculture should consider the correct practices of farming that have been learned throughout history by the entire region of the Appalachians is crucial. It reinforces the concept of healthy farm practices for consumption and soil fertility. Crop rotation and diversity is a modern organic approach for food production that is less reliant on chemical fertilizers, insecticides, and herbicides, making local agriculture more dynamic than traditional farming practices because it initiates a cycle of nutrient return to the soil and produces high yields for crops in the rotation. Proposed beds are based on the crop rotation system with a period of alternation of 3 years. A single trail is connected to existing trails of recreation that are located on Maxwell Mountain in the western portion of the farm and the wetland restoration area, which is the southern portion of the farm. The proposed linkage trail, which accommodates both pedestrian and vehicular movement, establishes an integration with the main vernacular structures. Demonstration gardens support rural community agriculture by providing a source of knowledge and education for people to learn and become inspired by. This project incorporates productive gardens next to the existing buildings to show how low-impact and healthy food production techniques can be used in their communities. Specific crops and plants are selected to maximize the perception of the ephemerality of the growing seasons. Similarly, the shadow path, located in the area where the crops that supply the farm transform into demonstration areas, enhances the existing language of the vernacular buildings, focusing on the interplay of light and shadow. Graham Farm, a model for Southern Appalachia's agricultural future, accomplishes the goals of education, experimentation, and recreational activities through a farm design concept that includes a crop rotation system, movement and experiential moments, and educational spaces that demonstrate practices of self-sufficiency.